Good afternoon, and welcome to TVM-News. Today is Friday, December 2nd. I'm Ellen France.
And I'm Emma Rushworth. This week we have news about a man allegedly biting security guards at a casino.
We also have news about the Buffalo supermarket shooter pleading guilty.
And we'll check in with TVM sports anchors Kyle Driscoll and John Downey to find out the latest in Marywood and professional sports.
The annual tree lighting occurred on Wednesday in the Rotunda. The event started with a performance from the Marywood Chamber Singers. The switch was pressed by Sister Mary Persico. Refreshments were handed out afterwards. The tree lighting marks the start of all Christmas music all the time until New Year's Day on our school radio station, BMFM 91.7.
A favorite Marywood Finals tradition returns next week. Flapjack Fest will be held at the Nazareth Dining Hall on Monday, December 5th from 8 to 10 p.m. The first 400 guests will receive a t-shirt designed by Marywood student Alex Wacholtz. Entertainment at the fest includes a henna artist, caricatures, and free balloon animals. De-stress with breakfast served by Marywood professors and faculty.
The Marywood Activities Council hosted a trivia night on Monday. Students in groups of 4 gathered in Upper Main to compete. Some of the prizes available were a JBL speaker, AirPods, a record player, and a Uber Eats gift card.
The National Society of Leadership and Success will be hosting a holiday party tonight. Current and past members are welcome to attend the party hosted in the Upper Main of Nazareth Student Center at 9 p.m. Attendees who wear an ugly holiday sweater will be entered to win a $25 Amazon gift card. Gifts will be wrapped during the party for the Macaulay Center for Women and Children.
Peers on Wellness hosted a Stress Buster event ahead of finals week. On Monday, the group set up a table in NAS to raise awareness on stress. They gave out prizes, snacks, played games, and offered information on stress management. When we come back, we'll tell you about a man who allegedly bit security guards at a casino. But first, we'll check in with Maddie for the weather.
Thanks, ladies. Welcome back to your weekly weather report. Happy December. It's feeling like December out here this morning. It is quite cold. I can see my breath as I'm talking to you right now. But the sun is out, so that is promising. It's not going to be too terribly freezing today. The high today is 45 degrees and the low is 37, so that's not too bad. And it's not nearly as windy as it was yesterday. So I say that is a win. Tomorrow, we are looking at close to 95% chance of rain. So kind of a bummer, rain on Saturday. But it'll be a good thing because you will all be inside studying for your exams or catching up on your sleep. So, we'll take what we can get. If it rains, it rains. It's probably going to rain. Saturday, we have a high of 54 and a low of 27. So it's going to be a little bit on the warmer side, but it is going to rain all day. Bummer. I know. I'm sorry. Sunday, we're looking at a high of 40 degrees and a low of 26. On Monday, we're looking at a little bit warmer, high of 45 and a low of 34. So we're seeing kind of a peak in the middle of the week next week, and then it's going to get a little bit cooler. So, close to 50 degrees in December is really not that bad. I guess we'll take it. On Tuesday, we're looking at a high of 48 and a low of 42. There is an 80% chance of rain on Tuesday. Again, we're looking at those higher temperatures, but it is going to rain, so not really great outdoor weather. But it's not snow, so I guess we'll be grateful for that. On Wednesday, we're looking at a high of 44 and a low of 28. On Thursday, we're looking at a high of 35 and a low of 20. And on Friday, we're looking at a high of 33 and a low of 21. So we see this little spike in temperatures throughout the middle of the week, and then it's going to kind of taper off toward the end of next week. Remember, Saturday and Tuesday, it's going to rain. If you're heading home on Tuesday, please be careful in that rain. I'm not sure how much we're going to get, but it could potentially be dangerous. So if you're traveling home, be careful. But other than that, no snow in the forecast for the next week, which is such a win for the first week of December, and relatively safe, little cool, but comfortable conditions. So everybody be safe. Good luck on your finals this week. You got this. You can do it. Be sure you're getting caught up on your rest, too. Have a great week, everybody, and we will see you back here next semester. That's crazy. Flew by. It always does. We'll be right back after these short messages.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
A Wilkes-Barre man has been charged after allegedly biting the security guards at the Mohegan Sun Casino. On November 20th, the 41-year-old unidentified man became unruly while gambling. As he was being escorted out by security, he allegedly hit and bit one guard and bit another before being restrained. State police are still investigating, and charges have been filed in district court.
A Schuylkill County man is in jail after allegedly shooting 2 people. 24-year-old Aaron Hopkins was arrested for allegedly shooting a man and a woman. The shooting happened around 1 a.m. on Sunday. The victims were taken to the hospital and their conditions are unknown.
Interstate 80 lanes headed eastbound are reopened after a crash on Tuesday near Montoursville. State police say a van carrying 9 people and a tractor-trailer collided around 9 p.m. near Loyalsock Township. All 9 people in the van were injured, 3 critically. There was no conclusion on what caused the crash, which kept those lanes on I-80 closed until around 3 a.m.
2 people are arrested for an alleged theft in a Hazel Township Walmart. State troopers were called to the Walmart around 7 p.m. last Tuesday after a Benton woman changed price tags and then hid items in her purse. The next day, a Pottsville woman was caught after attempting to steal from the same Walmart.
The Grinch is back in Schuylkill County, but this time for a good cause. Chris Wagoner of Barnesville started dressing up as the Grinch to raise money for local kids around the holiday season. But this year, he's expanding his goodwill to starting a toy drive in the area. The toy drive will last until December 20th, and the Grinch will deliver the toys to children in need in the area.
A brewing company in Snyder County is helping a community member out after a fire. The Rusty Rail Brewing Company in Mifflinburg hosted an event on Sunday to raise money to help the Gilson Snow Company recover after a fire. The brewing company plans to continue their work with the snowboard company by creating a special beer early next year where all the proceeds went to the relief fund.
This past Tuesday was Giving Tuesday, and a charity received quite the gift from Lackawanna County. Toys for Tots, the Marine Corps-run charity popular around the holiday season, received a $50,000 donation from the Lackawanna County Commissioners on Tuesday. The money will be used to buy toys for kids in Lackawanna County.
The Lands at Hillside Farms hosted a Christmas tea on Sunday. Visitors could enjoy tea and desserts. This event occurs the one weekend a year where the farms open their 19th century cottage to the public. Those who came to the tea were able to tour the cottage during their time there. When we come back, we'll tell you about the world's largest active volcano erupting in Hawaii.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
The world's largest active volcano erupted in Hawaii on Monday. The Mauna Loa volcano has not erupted in 4 decades. Officials warned residents of Hawaii's Big Island to stay alert, but there was no direct threat to them. Eruptions began due to a series of strong earthquakes.
An ex-Virginia state trooper committed sextortion, posing as a 17-year-old online to catfish a 15-year-old girl in California before killing her entire family. According to police, 28-year-old Austin Lee Edwards drove from Virginia to California before finding the girl, whose identity remains undisclosed. Edwards then killed the girl's mother and grandparents and set her home on fire. Edwards was killed in a shootout with police.
Buffalo supermarket shooter Peyton Gendron pleaded guilty to murder and terrorism charges. Gendron pleaded guilty on Monday to all 15 charges against him, including domestic terrorism motivated by hate, murder, and attempted murder. Gendron killed 10 black people at the supermarket in May due to their race.
The Department of Homeland Security released a bulletin Wednesday warning of domestic terrorism threats. According to the bulletin, members of the LGBTQ community, Jewish and migrant communities, face an increased risk of violence from extremists inside the United States. This comes in the wake of Club Q shooting in Colorado, as well as increased anti-Semitism stemming from comments made by rapper Ye and NBA player Kyrie Irving.
The United Nations has warned that the Great Barrier Reef should be put on an endangered World Heritage Sites list. The UN said that without, quote, ambitious, rapid, and sustained climate action, the reef may be in peril. The warning comes after a 10-day mission last March to the reef by UN-backed organizations.
Country singer Jake Flint died this week just hours after his wedding ceremony. Flint's publicist issued a statement claiming that the 37-year-old died in his sleep, and an official cause of death was still being determined. Flint's wife took to social media to share her grief, posting videos of their wedding ceremony.
The Merriam-Webster Dictionary has announced that gaslighting is their 2022 word of the year. Lookups of gaslight in the dictionary has increased over 1,740% throughout the year. However, not one specific event caused the increase in the word. Searches just increased throughout the year.
Singer-songwriter Christine McVie of the band Fleetwood Mac died this week at the age of 79. Her family announced her death on social media Wednesday night. She was reported to have died after a brief illness. Members of the band and fans took to social media to post their tributes and express their sorrows over the passing. When we come back, we'll check in with TVM sports anchors Kyle Driscoll and John Downey for the latest in Marywood and professional sports.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Oh, John, this week at Marywood, it's all about the basketball.
Yeah, I heard both teams won this week.
That's true.
Wow, tell me more.
Sure. The Marywood women's basketball team marked their 5th consecutive win last Wednesday when they defeated Susquehanna University 53-44. Sophomore Abby McGee was the Pacers' top scorer with 18 points. The team currently stands 6-1, making this their best performance since the 2013-2014 season. Other highlights include Olivia Chulo and Rachel McDonald scoring 16 and 9 points respectively. The Pacers take on SUNY Delhi on Tuesday at 6. The men's basketball team also found success this week with a 93-92 win over Keystone College in overtime Tuesday night. Trevor Seitz scored the winning three-pointer at the buzzer. Senior Jason Holman was the top scorer for the team with 26 points. The team hopes to continue their streak as they host Manhattanville College tonight at 7. Well, that's it for Marywood Sports. John, how are things on the professional front?
Good. Did you hear about the shakeup in the college football rankings this past weekend?
I did not.
I'll tell you more. Rivalry week and college football this past weekend led to major changes in the 4-team playoff. Rankings that came out Tuesday night. The shakeups include Michigan and TCU moving up one spot each, and USC jumping to the 4th spot after Ohio State suffered a bad loss to Michigan. This weekend will decide which teams will be in and out of the CFP, as it is conference championship weekend. All 4 teams in playoff positions will be playing for their respective conference championships, and so if they win, they will be in. Ohio State and Alabama at number 5 and 6 will be keeping a close eye on if any of these teams may slip up, and if so, they will jump back in. College basketball is back in full swing, and it's once again extremely competitive and balanced, with no team really showing they are above the rest. Many of the top teams went away for the Thanksgiving break, which provides the ability to see how they stack up against the other top teams across the country. Many teams surprised and many teams disappointed in regards to their preseason rankings. The Blue Blood teams did disappoint, and as a result, they are ranked 9 or below. The top 5 of Houston, Texas, Virginia, Arizona, and Purdue is something that probably hasn't happened in the entirety of college basketball being around, along with teams like Kansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Duke all being ranked in the teens, which is something that is extremely uncommon. With 6 weeks left of the NFL regular season, the playoff picture is getting tighter, with 9 teams fighting for 7 spots in both the AFC and the NFC. The AFC East has 3 of the 7 teams in playoff spots, with the Dolphins leading the division and the Bills and Jets in wildcard spots. The Chiefs are on the top, which has been the norm in recent years, along with the Titans and Ravens leading their respective divisions. Over in the NFC, the entire NFC East is in a playoff spot, with the Eagles as the number 1 seed, and the Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders all in wildcard spots. The Vikings and 49ers and underperforming Buccaneers lead their divisions, with the Seahawks and Falcons still fighting to join them. The NFC has a few newcomers to the playoffs this year, with a few main seeds like the Rams and Packers out of it. That's all for sports. We will be back after these messages.
Okay, here we go.
3, 2,
3, 2, 1.
COVID-19 has been a really long and difficult fight.
So when we start talking about COVID, I completely get it. It's frustrating.
We've all been impacted one way or another.
The fight against COVID is also changing really quickly.
And it's sometimes really hard to keep up.
So here are a few things we know.
We are not fighting the same virus from 2020.
Right now, new variants are a lot more contagious and need to be taken seriously.
Getting vaccinated and staying boosted is the best way to keep you protected from COVID-19 and help you stay out of the hospital.
Even if you got COVID before, it's important that you go get your COVID booster.
COVID vaccines are safe.
Much safer than getting COVID-19.
We all want this to end sooner than later.
So go ahead and do things.
Go out and live your life, but get vaccinated. Stay boosted.
We can all do our part.
And get back to living. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for more information.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
The first single from the Philadelphia Eagles' upcoming Christmas album has been released. Yes, you heard that right. Players from the Eagles traded in their helmets for Santa hats and have recorded a Christmas album, the proceeds of which will be donated to charity. Jason Kelsey, Jordan Mailata, and Lane Johnson released the first track, a cover of Christmas, Baby Please Come Home. The full album drops on December 23rd.
Have you heard Jordan Mailata sing?
He's got pipes.
He's phenomenal. As an Eagles fan,
good.
I'm very excited for this album.
And as a Steelers fan who's bandwagoning on the Eagles' success this year, I love it.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of TVM-News. From everyone at TV-Marywood, thanks for tuning in.
Be sure to follow TV-Marywood's YouTube page and like the TVM Facebook page to stay up to date on the latest happenings and to watch additional content. I'm Emma Rushworth.
And I'm Ellen Franz. Have a great weekend, Marywood.